this is Kasturi De. Today again I've come to discuss the question answer series of this force and pressure chapter according to ICSE syllabus class 8. Okay, so today I'm starting with the question number 14, the short and the long answers. I'm continuing with the short and the long answers. So starting with question number 14 today. So why is mercury used as a barometric liquid? Give 3 reasons. First is that mercury does not vaporize under vacuum conditions. But if we use water in place of mercury, that will vaporize and it will pressurize on the mercury column, water column, and that will give the atmospheric pressure reading faulty. Okay, so as mercury does not vaporize under vacuum conditions, therefore we can record true atmospheric pressure. Second is mercury does not wet the sides of the glass tube. Okay, whereas if we use some other liquid, it may wet the glass tube. Okay, and therefore it helps in recording true atmospheric pressure. Mercury can be obtained in pure state easily, and also it is easily seen in the glass tube, but in case of water or any other liquid, it may not be possible to get pure state of that liquid, especially water, because water is a universal solvent and many things are dissolved in water. So it cannot be used and in the uh, making barometer, but mercury can be used. Okay, why is not a used as a not water is used as a barometric liquid? Give reasons. See, when I was discussing question number 14, I told you some of the reasons. So I'm again repeating it here also. The atmospheric pressure support 10.34 meter of water as density of water is 13.6 times less than that of mercury. Okay, so a water barometer will support 10.34 meter of water. Okay, but it is very difficult to have such a long tube of 10.34 meters length. Okay, so it is impracticable idea to use water as a barometer liquid. And also water vaporizes under vacuum conditions, and therefore a water barometer will never show the true atmospheric pressure. Okay, next we come to some explain the following. First one is, why do ink pens start leaking at a high altitudes? It's because the air inside the pen is at higher pressure than the air which is outside. So to equalize the pressure difference, ink starts moving out from the pen, which has a relatively high pressure. Okay, then why is hearing affected when going up or coming down from the hills? See, the atmospheric pressure at the top of the hill, when we are going above up from the sea level, that atmospheric pressure decreases. Okay, so when we are at the top of the hill, it is comparatively, the atmospheric pressure is comparatively less than compared to the atmospheric pressure which is at sea level or ground level. So while going down from a hill or coming up a hill, there is a pressure difference between the outside pressure and the inside pressure, the pressure which is inside the ear. So this change in pressure causes a momentary hearing problem. Then why do the nose of some people start bleeding and when an aeroplane climbs up suddenly? What happens? As the pressure at high altitude is less, we know that when we are going up the sea level, above the sea level, the air pressure decreases. So what happens when we are just going up at the higher altitude? So the air pressure compared to the sea level or ground level becomes less. Okay, and so when an aeroplane climbs up suddenly, the pressure is less, where as pressure inside the nose is greater, so that is body pressure is greater, so therefore people starts to bleed as it comes out from the higher to lower pressure area, and therefore this is mainly due to pressure difference. Okay, next we come to define force and its unit. SI unit, state its SI unit. So force is that cause which changes the state of a body, either the state of rest or the state of motion, or changes the size or shape of the body. Okay, and its SI unit is Newton. It's written as capital N. Now the state 2 effects of force which when applied on a body. Okay, first, when a force is applied as push or pull on a stationary body which is free to move, can produce motion in it, and if applied on a moving body, it can change the speed of the motion of the body. See, first is force when it is applied as push or pull on a stationary body. If the body is lying at rest, and it is free to move, it can move. So if we push or pull that type of stationary body, we can produce a motion in it. Or if we apply force to a moving body, a body which is in a state of motion, if we apply push or pull to that type of a body which is at a motion state, then the speed of the motion of the body can be changed. Okay, even the shape and size of the non-rigid body can also be changed by applying a force. Now, how does the effect of force differ when it is applied on a rigid body or a non-rigid body? Okay, a force when applied on a rigid body can cause only change in motion of the body. Okay, if it is a rigid body, then its change in motion can be changed. Okay, state of motion can be changed. Okay, but if a force when applied to a non-rigid body can cause a change both in shape or size and its motion. Okay, state the effect of force F in each of the following diagram. That is, first one, that's a ball. Okay, when we are applying force from the side of a ball, what happens? And the second picture is of a pivoted wheel. If here also we apply the force from one side of the wheel. Okay, so first case, on applying force F on the ball, it moves in a straight line in the direction of the force. And in second case, on applying force F on the wheel, it begins to turn about its pivoted point. Next we come to, in a given figure, a force F is applied in a direction passing through the pivoted point O of the body. Will the body rotate? Give reasons to support your answer. See, the body will not rotate because to create a moment of force, that is to create a turning effect of the body, we require a perpendicular distance between the direction and the pivot along with force. Okay, so therefore moment of force is F into D, that is force applied into the perpendicular distance. So if distance is 0, D is 0, then what happens? Moment of force becomes 0. So there is no turning effect. Okay. Now state one way to decrease the moment of force, moment of a given force about a given axis of rotation. Moment of force depends on two factors, we know. The magnitude of the force applied and the perpendicular distance of the line of action from the axis of rotation. Therefore, to reduce this turning effect, if we want to decrease the moment or to reduce the turning effect, one can either reduce the force applied, okay, or decrease the distance between the line of action and the axis of rotation. Okay, either of the two can be done to reduce the turning effect of the of the body. Okay, state one way to obtain greater moment of a given force about a given axis of rotation. Again, we know that it's the moment depends on what? The force and the perpendicular distance from the pivoted point. Okay, and if either of these two are increased, that is force applied is increased or the distance between the line of action and axis of rotation that is increased, then in either of the cases the moment will increase. Okay. Now, what do you mean by the clockwise and anti-clockwise moment of force? See, if the effect of the body on the body is to turn it clockwise, if we are applying a force which helps the body to turn clockwise direction, the moment of force is known as clockwise moment, and that is taken as negative. Okay. And if the effect of the body is to turn it anti-clockwise, if we are applying a force in such a way that the body will rotate in a anti-clockwise direction, then the force, moment of force, will be anti-clockwise moment, and it is taken to be positive. Okay. Next is explain the following. The spanner or wrench has a long handle. Why? To produce a large turning effects, because the perpendicular distance from the pivoted end is long. So that can produce a large turning effect by a small force applied, okay, at the end of its handle. Now the steering of wheel of a vehicle is of large diameter, because as the larger the radius, the greater is the moment of force or torque. So because torque is equal to force into perpendicular distance. So by applying smaller force on a large wheel can generate the same torque as greater force on the small wheel. Now the hand flour grinder is provided with the handle near the rim, because the perpendicular distance becomes maximum when we are applying the handle near the rim. The perpendicular distance from the axis of rotation becomes more maximum. Therefore, a small force can produce a more turning effect of the wheel. Less force will be required to turn the wheel. It is easier to open the door by pushing it at its free end. Again, as a small force is required at a larger perpendicular distance, and to produce the turning effect of force to open the door or shut the door. Okay, so perpendicular distance more, less force will be required to turn the object. Then potter's wheel, a potter turns his wheel by applying a force to the stake near the rim of the wheel. Again, the same thing, to produce more turning effect with a very little force. Okay. So I'll stop here. I'll continue with the next rest of the question answers in my next video. Please go through this. If you have any doubt, please to write in the comment box, and the text videos description will be given. The other videos, the text videos links are given in the description box. And if you are liking the video, press like button, share with your friends and colleagues so that they can also be benefited from these videos. And if you are a new viewer to my channel or not subscribed yet, please to subscribe to get the notification of my next video. And if you want any doubt clearing sessions, that is live sessions, then please do write in the comment box as a request, so that I can proceed with these requests and organize for a live session. Thank you.